Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Wellsy Weekly Podcast, the show where I talk about anything and everything. And today it is Bonfire Night. I mean, it's Bonfire Night for me. When I upload this, it'll be the day after. But you get what I mean. So, coming up on today's show, I want to talk about a little bit of the history, tradition, and the science of fireworks. And my question for today is, what are your plans for Bonfire Night? Or what were your plans, sorry. It feels weird talking in past tense. But it's my present. It's very weird. But anyway, with all that said and done, let's kick things off with a little bit of history. Now, Bonfire Night is that time where we remember that Guy Fawkes and his band of maybe merry men tried to blow up Parliament and failed. Now, the original plan to blow up Parliament was led and organised by a man named Robert Catesby. Catesby? I'm going to go with Catesby. And he was a Roman Catholic, and in that time period of about early 1600s, the English government were not so nice to people of his religion. So he planned what is known as the Gunpowder Plot and placed 36 barrels of gunpowder below the building of Parliament. Now, I bet you're wondering, who placed those barrels? Well, it was Guy Fawkes, of course. So, on November 5th, 1604, Guy Fawkes was setting up the barrels, but got caught in the cellars below. He was then tortured, gave up his silences, and they were all executed due to treason. Not a nice way to go, I'd imagine. I'm so glad that, well, can't they still do treason? Can you still be executed for treason? I mean, I don't want to find out, I'm just curious, someone let me know. Anyway, I find a few things odd with this tradition/holiday, I guess. First of all, we're celebrating a group of people that failed in their mission, which is odd because when you celebrate or have a gathering of some kind, it's usually to commemorate something that's been good or successful of some kind. But in this case, we're celebrating someone who's not good at hide and seek. That's all we're doing here. And secondly, it baffles me that this attempt on Parliament, or, bringing down Parliament, is remembered as opposed to all the other ones throughout history. So, I would imagine there's many groups, organisations, and individuals that have attempted to take down the English government over the years. But this one's remembered more so than others, and it gets its own day and everything. Now, I have no reason as to why this may be the case. Maybe it's got something to do with it's almost being a success, if Guy Fawkes hadn't been caught. Or maybe it's to do with the uniqueness of the gunpowder plot itself. I mean, I doubt there's many people that have tried to blow up Parliament with just 36 barrels of gunpowder. Although that'd be a big explosion. Who knows? But we get to set off fireworks, burn scarecrows in a giant fire, and have lots of spinny, lighty-uppy things to give children. So that's nice. That's just a few of the things we do on this day, but apparently there's a few more food-related traditions we have adopted over the years. For example, a traditional cake eaten on Bonfire Night is something known as a parking cake. Now, I've never heard of this cake before, but according to a quick internet research, it is a cake that is described as moist and sticky, and it kind of looks like a combination between a flapjack and a golden syrup cake, which it looks really good to be fair, and it sounds quite good as well. It's made from oats, ginger, black treacle, golden syrup, as well as the usual baking ingredients like flour, eggs, butter, etc. Now, that sounds really quite nice actually, thinking about it. I want to try this cake. Unfortunately though, I couldn't figure out why parking cake is eaten on Bonfire Night specifically as opposed to any other night. But if you have an answer, if you've got an idea, let me know down in the comments because I'm really curious. And if you've ever tasted this cake, let me know, because I really want to know what this tastes like. I love cake, I do. Especially all the the home-baked cake stuff, like flapjacks and ginger cake. It just reminds me of my grandparents, because when I usually go over, they've usually got some kind of cakes and nibbles for me. Just because I'm a growing boy, obviously. So yeah, the biggest tradition and the most associated thing with Bonfire Night is the fireworks, of course. It's an event that we go out and watch a bunch of sparkly things go whee into the air, and it's pretty nice to look at too. I mean, I don't know how many fireworks are going whee or sound like that, but we'll stick with it for now. But how do they work? Well, originally it was created by the Chinese during the Song Dynasty between, I want to say, 800 and 1200 AD. They're not the exact dates, that's just a rough estimation, but it was definitely the Song Dynasty. And it is believed that they could ward off evil spirits as well as offer luck to the area in which they were fired. Now, inside each firework, it's quite simple. You have a fuse that you light, and that leads all the way to the bottom of the firework. And that's got a lot of gunpowder in it, and that's what makes the rocket go upwards. And then it's got a second compartment in the firework, which is filled with more gunpowder, salts, and iron filings to create that bang and that sparkle we see in the sky. Now, to get different colours, like red, green, purple, and every other colour under the sun, we use different salts. So I remember in school, when you burnt a bunch of different salts to get different coloured flames, it's basically the same thing. So to get green, you can burn copper or boron. I found out sodium burns yellow, and calcium burns like this orangey reddy colour, which is quite nice. And these salts are put into the fireworks to get, the desired colours that people want. They can also use iron filings to create like the sparkle effect. So like just shavings of iron itself. Now to get the different patterns, each rocket has like different compartments, bigger, smaller, multiple compartments. And they all explode at different times, making patterns such as the comet, the crackle, and fish. Yes, fish is actually a type of firework pattern. I mean, I don't think it looks like a fish at all, but who am I to judge, eh? So yeah, that's the basics of how fireworks work. And that's all I've got to really say on Bonfire Night, to be honest. The question I want to ask you today is, what did you do for Bonfire Night? Let me know down below in the comments. Or go to my Facebook page and message me on there as well. I'd love to hear some maybe funny stories. Because I'm imagining most people are going to be like, I'm going to a firework event, I'm going to buy some hot dogs from a weird guy in a stand, we're going to freeze our feet off, we're going to watch the fireworks go, ooh, alright, let's go home. So yeah, I'd love to know if there's any other stories. I'd love to know what you're up to. Now, Bonfire Night, it's a bit of an odd holiday, and I have said that before, but there is plenty more to discover. So, I went online and found out some lesser known awareness and celebration days that we have in this country. Starting with the 4th of January, which is World Braille Day, a day in which we raise awareness for the blind and Braille writing. Well, I suppose it isn't writing because it's dots, isn't it? Actually, then again, does it count as a form of writing because it is a language? I wonder what classifies as writing then, because most writing, or most written, if you write something, it's like on a piece of paper, inked, scribed, whatever you want to call it. But Braille's like 3-dimensional, but does that still count as writing? I'm curious. Anyway, next on the list, from the 20th of February to the 26th of February, it is National Chip Week. Hell yes. And as you can guess, it celebrates chips. Like big chips, small chips, fat chips, skinny chips, curly fries and chips dipped in beef dripping. That was really hard to say. And I wouldn't recommend those last ones to any veggies or vegans, but to everyone else, you've got to try them. Chips and beef dripping is amazing, right? They're so good. It's like they've got a crispy batter on the outside and then the real soft and fluffy on the inside. Oh my god. I'm actually just like, I'm really just like salivating just thinking about it, to be honest. So we shall move on from chips. And the next holiday I want to bring your awareness to is the 3rd of May, which is World Asthma Day. Now, I'm an asthmatic and I have no idea this was even a thing, but I really want to celebrate it. My only fear is that I'm going to get too excited and get out of breath doing whatever I plan to do. Like, I'm not planning to do a marathon or anything. I don't think a Just Dance marathon would be good either, to be honest. Which is a shame, because I like Just Dance. I mean, people always comment on my hips when I dance. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I always take it as a good thing. So yeah, no Just Dance on World Asthma Day. Maybe just quiet night in with a cup of tea. Maybe some board games. God, that makes me sound like an old man. Anyway, moving swiftly on. 24th of June is Wrong Trousers Day, a day in which people wear wrong trousers to raise money for children in hospitals and hospices across the country. Oh, that's actually quite nice. And is inspired, of course, by the Wallace and Gromit film of the same title. Now, I love that film. In fact, I love all the Wallace and Gromit films. Well, the older ones anyway. That new one, A Matter of Life and Death, I didn't like it for some reason. Maybe it was the storyline or the characters in it, but I didn't think it captured the same kind of charm as the older ones. I do like Curse the Were-Rabbit though as well. I like that one, especially like when the rabbit's got the fake teeth and it smiles. That's quite good. I might go watch that later. August 13th is International Left-Handers Day, a day I also feel very strongly about because I am a lefty. And to all you lefties watching or listening, I salute you for surviving in this right-handed biased society. Even when it comes to scissors. You know what I'm talking about. When you'd be at primary school and you didn't have, you need scissors and you couldn't have the left-handed ones because somebody else has taken them. Ah, scoundrels, a lot of them. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. Because I kid you not, I was ranting about the scissor situation to one of my old bosses at work. And do you know what she did? The next staff meeting, she actually went out and bought me some left-handed scissors. Like grown-up ones, obviously, not like the kiddie ones. And yeah, that was the best meeting ever. It still puts a smile on my face to this day. Because I've got left-handed scissors. Yeah, it's just really good. It's really good. And finally, here's one coming up for all of you. Write it in your calendars, ladies and gents, because on November the 19th, it's World Toilet Day. Okay, World Toilet Day. And the purpose of this day, according to the internet, is to raise awareness to toilet users' rights for a better toilet environment. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I have a feeling this isn't a real day. For some strange reason, I don't think people across the globe are going to hold hands in hand and stand up to make public toilets pristine conditions and let people go to the loo for free. Because, like, in Europe, in some places in, like, London as well, you've got to pay to get through a barrier to go to the toilet, which is a terrible idea. Because no one's actually paying for that, are they? Let's be real. I mean, can people actually be paying to go for a number 1 or 2? That concept just baffles me. It has for years, to be honest with you. So maybe I should mention it on the 19th of November. World Toilet Day. It just sounds weird. I don't know if that's a real thing. I think that's just a joke. But yeah. And that's just some of the celebrations and awareness days I thought you should be aware of, just in case the days between the big holidays were dragging a little bit. And with that, I'm done for today. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard. A reminder of the question of the day is, what did you do for Bonfire Night? Leave a comment down below, or you can go over to my Facebook page and let me know on there as well. Thanks again, and as always, enjoy a cuppa.